Hi guys, my name is TyReviews, and today I'll be doing a breakdown of the Season 3 trailer for Amphibia. If you want to check out my reaction to it, check out my main channel, King's React, where I saw it with my brother. Now this trailer was pretty intense, so let's break down every little bit of it we could find out and see what's going on. Now essentially, the first 45 seconds are just a recap of Season 1 through 2. So now we get to this point where it shows us the intro for Season 3 with the planters back on Earth. And then we see this shot of Anne reuniting with her parents, which we saw from the Comic-Con Amphibia X Owl House, panel, which was released, over the summer. See a little bit more of LA, including this wacky wavy guy, and the planters and Anne. Supposedly this shot is from the first episode, when they first arrived back on Earth, as you could tell with Anne wearing her armor. Then later, we see the castle in the sky, and Andrea's sending one of the robots to go take out Anne and the planters. And if you notice, the robot is a little bit modernized, or at least has gotten a bit of an upgrade, and has some modern parts to it. And then we see them trying to basically ram the thing, or at least Anne's dad trying to. This shot is possibly from the Turning Point, which the episode focused on Sasha. I mean, anything's possible. I saw somewhere that maybe the first episode could be like a POV of Anne, and then later it could be a POV of Sasha, but I don't believe it. I mean, at least I don't think. But we'll have to wait and see. The next shot shows Yunnan and Olivia in a chamber with a mysterious eye symbol, and it looks like apparently they're looking into what the Knight might actually be, because if they find out who the Knight is and why Andrews is doing what he's doing, they might be able to stop him and save Marcy. And this next shot shows Anne driving her Tygo truck, which is a truck from her parents' restaurant. Now this could be related to the episode Ty Feud, which is basically where Sprig tries to take out another Ty truck trying to bankrupt the family business. And then we see another shot of Anne using her calamity powers in a junkyard. And we also saw this from the intro, when Anne used her full power to take out the robots. It seems as though she's using like 5%, sorry to rip off my hero, but she's using 5% of her power, because her hair is not going, full blue, like, Super Saiyan blue or Deku. Then we see Anne's parents basically gearing up possibly to fight this thing, because it's possibly in the same area. And then we see Anne meeting with Dr. Jan. Now I saw on Twitter that this doctor is going to be played by Anika Noni Rose. She's going to be in this season, and if you can understand why I'm excited about this, it's because I watched Princess and the Frog growing up, so that's something to look forward to. And then we see Polly, talking with the tech girls with the modernized Frobo in the background. This could be the episode Fixing Frobo, where she's trying to get help, trying to, fix him and such. And then we see Sasha reading through Anne's journal. Now I heard that apparently Anne's journal was supposed to be added in from the beginning during the pilot, but it got cut out. Now this shot is interesting because it shows her reading through the journal, and she might have to do some more self-reflecting, which could result in her, having a redemption arc and learning and, becoming a better person as a result. Next, we see Marcy in her incubation chamber, as well, just call it, being hooked up and such. This girl has suffered too much already. I just wish they'd give her a break. First, her parents are going to be moving her away from her friends. Then she gets stabbed, and then we'll get to what happens at the end after that. Now we see Anne using, 5% of her power again, possibly in that freezer area, which we'll see a little bit later. And after that, there's a big, huge explosion, which could explain how the government agent guys are going to figure out that about Anne and the planters. And then we see this scene with the planters and Anne, comforting each other. And this is possibly during the first episode where Anne tries to get them to stay, and her parents might think it's not working out, but they'll figure out a way, because I know this episode's gonna have a happy ending. Then we see Marcy's first day in Amphibia, and we see how she's handling everything. And if you don't remember from the Q&A panel, they did a sketch board of, you know, Marcy's takeover song, where apparently we found out she actually broke her leg the first time she came here. And the crutch is evident enough for that. And then we see Yunan and Olivia in the hallway, with Yunan about to attack the robots. Possibly this is during the same part where they're going to, you know, find out who the knight is. Then we see the planters with a cap carrier with Domino inside. And this is possibly the episode Adventures in Cat Sitting, where they have to take Domino to the vet, but they encounter troubles on their way. After this, we see Anne and that blue-haired girl from the intro kicking a door in. Now, this could possibly be from a government facility or just, you know, a science facility in general. But, you know, this character, I heard somewhere this could be Kate Micucci's character, because I heard she's also going to be playing in this. Then we got the FBI, the government, basically on their backs. This is going to be interesting. Then we see Hop Pop in the carriage getting attacked by someone. Then we got a shot of Sasha, you know, in Wartwood. And this is possibly during the Turning Point episode where she decides to incite a rebellion, which we saw in the intro, where she gathers the frogs together to help, you know, stop Andros' evil plot. Then we see that freezer scene with Anne and that robot. And I just realized, this got me thinking, maybe here's how it works. Maybe she beats it here in the freezer, and how I mentioned before, when it got modernized, she beats it here, but then it comes back and tries to attack her again. So it's probably going to be one of the earlier episodes, possibly Adventures in Cat Sitting, where, you know, it could be there. The robot attacks early, and then Anne beats it, but then it comes back possibly twice as strong, fixed by someone, and, you know, that whole thing. I see a quick shot of Sprig, you know, fighting against an old man, who kind of gives me Doc Ock vibes. I just got that from someone else. And then we see Polly in the garage with the modernized Frobo, possibly trying to fix him. Supposedly it's gonna work, but then it's not. So then she goes to other methods to try and fix him again. We see Sprig helping a frog escape from somewhere. And then we see a giant whatever attacking the planters. If you notice in the background, this is actually going to be taking place during the Christmas episode with Rebecca Sugar. We see a shot of Olivia and Yunan carrying Marcy away, possibly saving her from the knight. But then something stops them, and we're gonna hopefully we figure out what's gonna happen. I'm scared. We see another shot of Anne in the graveyard. This is possibly when she finally defeats that robot thing, and it, you know, she either sends it back to where it came from, or she destroys it for good. Either way, this might be the first time her parents actually see her calamity powers. Then afterwards, we got a small sweet moment of Anne sleeping on her mom's shoulder, and it's very wholesome. And then the trailer ends, but not before giving us another surprise reveal.
Don't you think it's time to say goodbye to those childhood friends of yours?
Poor Marcy. Apparently the theory about Marcy getting possessed by the knight came true in some way, shape, or form. Because, good lord, this was terrifying. And if you saw my reaction to it, you know how scared I was of that. Everyone was right, and this is not good at all. So anyways, that was my breakdown, or at least me trying to break down the trailer of Amphibia Season 3. Again, go watch my reaction to it if you haven't already. And if you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Goodbye.